Vanakkam everyone, welcome back to Tamil Munchies. In this video, we are sharing how to cook Chinese style mushroom rice. This recipe is actually Claypot Chicken Rice recipe. We have modified it to suit vegan and vegetarians. We are using a normal pot instead of a clay pot, and we have substituted the chicken with mushrooms. What we need is 1.5 cup of rice, 300 grams of oyster mushrooms, or use any kind that is available, about 5 to 6 dried mushrooms. Rinse it, then soak it in hot water and let it sit for about 15 minutes. 1 teaspoon ground black pepper, 2 tablespoons of dark soya sauce. It's also known as caramel sauce. It's slightly sweetish. About 3 to 4 tablespoons of light soya sauce. This sauce is a bit runny and salty. A little salt, half teaspoon sugar, 3 to 4 pips of garlic, 1 medium onion, a piece of ginger. Use young ginger which is not fibrous, 2 to 3 stalks of green onion. The more you use, the better it will taste. 4 tablespoons of light cooking oil and water. Start by thinly slicing the onion. Finely chop up the garlic. Cut the ginger finely as illustrated or use a shredder. Drain the mushroom and cut it into smaller pieces if it's too large. Cut the green onions into smaller pieces. Reserve some of the green part for later use. Rinse the rice a few times until the water turns clear. Drain it well and transfer it into a large heavy base pot. You can also do this in a rice cooker. Add 3 cups of water. Some rice needs more water, so you adjust accordingly to the type of rice you're using. Add about half teaspoon of salt. Stir. Place a lid over it and start cooking it on medium heat for 10 minutes. My advice for your first attempt, you start cooking the mushroom before you start cooking the rice. Once you got the hang of it, you can start cooking it simultaneously. Heat a wok or a deep frying pan. Add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of light cooking oil. Once it's heated, add the sliced onion, followed by the garlic and ginger. Saute it for about 2 minutes or until the onion turns translucent. This preparation needs a little more oil than usual, so use more oil if you're not really on a diet. Add the dried mushroom first because it takes a little longer to cook. Saute it for 1 to 2 minutes. Keep stirring, let it cook for about 2 minutes. Then add in the fresh mushrooms. Saute it for a few seconds and then start adding all the seasonings. Add a little salt. Do not add too much because you're going to add soya sauce. While stirring, add in 2 tablespoons of light soya sauce, followed by the ground pepper. Stir it well to make sure that nothing sticks to the bottom of the pan. Now add 1 tablespoon of the dark soya sauce. Stir it well. Reduce the heat if it starts to burn. Keep stirring it well. Lastly, add the sugar. If you are using MSG in your cooking, you can add a pinch of it to enhance the flavor, but do not add too much. We use sugar in most of our recipes instead of MSG. Once everything is well incorporated, you can turn off the heat. Okay, the rice has been cooking for about 10 minutes. Reduce the heat to low. Open and lightly stir it, but do not over stir. Add a little water only if it's necessary. Add in the prepared mushroom. Lightly stir it. Make sure you don't over stir. Sprinkle the green onions over it. Use only the bottom part. Reserve some of the green part for later use. Place the lid again and continue to cook on low heat for about 3 to 4 minutes. This has been cooking for about 4 minutes. Switch the heat to very low. Remove the lid. Add about 2 tablespoons of light cooking oil. You can substitute 1 tablespoon of light cooking oil with sesame seed oil if you have it in your pantry, but do not add too much. Add about half tablespoon of dark soya sauce, 1 tablespoon of light soya sauce. Place the lid and continue cooking it on very low heat for 2 to 3 minutes or until all the liquid has been absorbed. Once that's done, turn off the heat and let it rest for at least 15 minutes before the next step. Now this has been resting for about 15 minutes. Remove the lid, stir it with a pair of chopstick or a fork to loosen and fluff up the rice. At this stage, you can taste it. Add seasoning if it's necessary. Add soya sauce instead of salt, or you can just serve it with some soya sauce and fresh red chili on the side. Once it's thoroughly mixed, sprinkle the reserved green onions over it and serve it immediately. Like all Chinese food, it's best to eat it when it's still hot. Serve it with some stir-fried vegetables of your choice. Today we are having it with some stir-fried long beans with tofu. You can have it on its own or with some freshly sliced cucumber. Pickled green chilies goes very well with this. We have already shared how to make it in a previous video. You definitely have to try this recipe. Share with us your photos and your comments. Till we meet again soon.
Thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe.